Welcome to QuickPod, Tim Ferriss Podcast Audio Summaries, your go-to podcast for concise summaries of Tim Ferriss' most insightful episodes. Today, we're summarizing an episode titled, Chris Palmer, MD, Brain Energy for Mental Health, The Potential of Metabolic Psychiatry, and more, featuring Dr. Christopher Palmer, a Harvard psychiatrist and researcher. He's a leading figure in the intersection of metabolism and mental health, advocating the medical ketogenic diet for psychiatric disorders. This episode dives deep into metabolic psychiatry, exploring groundbreaking approaches to treating mental health disorders. Chris Palmer's journey into metabolic psychiatry began with personal and professional experiences that highlighted the profound impact of metabolic health on mental disorders. His exploration into this field was significantly influenced by observing dramatic changes in patients' mental health conditions through dietary interventions, particularly the ketogenic diet. In this episode, Tim and Dr. Palmer discuss a captivating case study involving a 70-year-old woman, Doris, who had suffered from chronic paranoid schizophrenia for over 50 years. After countless unsuccessful treatments with conventional medications, Doris experienced a miraculous recovery following her switch to a ketogenic diet, implemented initially for weight loss. Remarkably, her psychiatric symptoms resolved, and she was able to discontinue all medications. Dr. Palmer elaborates on his theory that many psychiatric conditions, including schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and depression, can be fundamentally metabolic disorders. He argues that by addressing metabolic dysfunction through diet, exercise, and lifestyle changes, it's possible to alleviate, if not completely reverse, the symptoms associated with these conditions. This approach challenges the traditional reliance on medication, suggesting a paradigm shift towards treating mental health disorders. The ketogenic diet, central to Dr. Palmer's treatment protocol, operates on the principle that changing the body's fuel source from glucose to ketones can have stabilizing effects on the brain. He discusses the neurobiological changes induced by ketosis, such as reduced inflammation and altered neurotransmitter levels, which can profoundly affect mental health. Tim shares his personal experiences with the ketogenic diet, noting significant improvements in his mood and cognitive functions when his body is in a state of ketosis. This personal testimony adds a layer of anecdotal evidence supporting the potential of dietary interventions in managing mental health. One of the most poignant parts of the discussion is Dr. Palmer's dedication to his mother, who struggled with severe mental illness. This personal backstory not only humanizes him but also explains his deep motivation to find alternative treatments that could spare others the suffering his family endured. Dr. Palmer and Tim Ferriss discuss the broader implications of metabolic psychiatry, emphasizing the need for a holistic approach to health that considers both physical and mental aspects. They explore the limitations of current psychiatric medications, discussing how these can often exacerbate underlying metabolic issues, leading to a vicious cycle of poor health. The episode concludes with a broader discussion on the implications of metabolic health on overall well-being, urging listeners to consider lifestyle changes that could enhance their metabolic function. Dr. Palmer's call to action is for individuals to educate themselves about the potential of metabolic psychiatry and to advocate for health approaches that address the root causes of their conditions, rather than merely managing symptoms. To wrap up, this episode provides profound insights into the potential of metabolic psychiatry and offers hope to those struggling with psychiatric disorders. The key takeaways include the transformative power of dietary changes, the need for a paradigm shift in treating mental health, and the importance of personal advocacy in managing one's health. If you enjoyed this summary, follow QuickPod, Tim Ferriss Podcast Audio Summaries for more. Dive deeper into these topics by checking out the full episode with Dr. Chris Palmer and explore how you might implement some of these strategies in your own life. Thank you for joining us, and see you next time.